never thought my marriage would end this way. One moment I had a wife, a daughter, and what I believed was a stable home. The next, everything was gone, vanished while I was at work. No note, no warning. Just an empty house and the sinking feeling that my life had just shattered. I met my now ex-wife when we were young, full of dreams and completely in love, or so I thought. We had been together for 12 years, built a life and welcomed our daughter into the world. It wasn't perfect, but what marriage is. I always believed that if there were problems, we would face them together. I was wrong. In 2020, without a single conversation about dissatisfaction, she left. Not a single sign, not a single fight that hinted she was planning something. I came home that evening to find her gone. At first I thought she had just gone out. But as I walked through the house, the empty closets, missing belongings, and eerie silence told me otherwise. Confusion turned to shock. Shock turned to devastation. And then, the truth began to unravel. She had been hiding $8,000 in debt from me for 5 years, a secret mountain of financial ruin that I had never suspected. We made a decent income, $6,000 a month, so where had all the money gone? The answer hit me like a punch to the gut: gambling. She had been lying to me, letting our debts pile up, letting our financial stability crumble. She let the registrations on 3 cars lapse, racking up $1,000 in penalties per car, money we didn't have. And then, 1 month before leaving, she took out title loans on all 3 vehicles and disappeared with the $3,900 in cash. I was left picking up the pieces, trying to understand how the woman I trusted with everything could do this. But it got worse. As if the financial betrayal wasn't enough, she made sure to burn every bridge between me and my daughter. When she left, she didn't just take money, she took my reputation. She ran to our home state and went straight to welfare and a battered women's shelter. She told them that I had physically abused and raped her. Lies, vicious, soul-destroying lies. I was blindsided, left reeling from accusations that I had never in my life imagined facing. We had never had a single domestic dispute, never had cops at our door, never once raised hands against each other. I fought hard. I fought in court, proved my innocence, and beat the charges, but the damage was already done. She had a free lawyer from the Battered Women's Alliance, while I was left scrambling to defend myself from false claims that could have destroyed my life forever. But the real damage wasn't to me. It was to my relationship with our daughter. She spent years poisoning her against me, filling her head with lies, telling her that I was a monster. And no matter how much I fought, how much evidence I had, how much I begged Child Protective Services to intervene, they told me the same thing. We can't stop a mother from lying to her daughter. And so, I lost her. My little girl, my entire world. The biggest mistake I ever made? Not filing for divorce the moment she left. I was in shock, too devastated to act quickly. I thought maybe she'd come back, that we could talk, that I could understand why she did what she did. I gave her time, and in that time she made sure I lost everything. By the time I realized what had happened, she had already stacked the legal system against me. She moved from man to man, 4 different relationships in 4 years, each one exposing our daughter to chaos and instability. And worst of all, my 12-year-old little girl has had 3 boyfriends already. My ex posts pictures of her dressed in skimpy clothes, flipping off the camera, growing up in an environment that makes my blood run cold. CPS refuses to act. The courts refuse to acknowledge the damage being done, and I've had to learn the hardest lesson of my life. Sometimes, no matter how much you fight, you have to learn to live without. The hardest part wasn't losing my wife, it was losing my daughter. Every day I wonder what she's being told. Every day I wonder if she thinks I abandoned her. I've sent messages, letters, even tried to reach out through mutual friends, but the response is always the same: silence. I watch from the sidelines as she grows up in a world I can't control. A world where her mother parades different men through their home, where the boundaries of what's right and wrong are blurred, where respect is nothing more than a word. And yet, I still hope. I still believe that one day she will see the truth. I've had to rebuild my life without her. The pain of waking up and knowing she's not there, of not hearing her voice, of not being able to protect her, it's unbearable. But I refuse to give up. One day she will come looking for answers. And when that day comes, I'll be ready. After the dust settled and the courtroom battles ended, I was left standing in the wreckage of my past life. My ex-wife had moved on, dragging our daughter through a chaotic string of relationships while I had to pick up the pieces of everything she had left behind. The financial ruin was staggering. The debt she had hidden from me, the unpaid penalties, the title loans she took out, everything came crashing down. I had to start over from scratch, not just rebuilding my bank account, but also my sense of identity. For 12 years, I had been a husband and a father. Now I was neither. I had two choices: let the bitterness consume me or fight for a better future. I chose to fight. The hardest part was accepting that my daughter was lost to me, at least for now. I tried everything. I sent letters, messages, and even attempted legal action to gain visitation rights, but every time my ex-wife was there to block me. She continued to poison my daughter against me, and the courts, CPS, and every system I turned to refused to intervene. I had to make a painful decision. I couldn't live my life in a constant war I wasn't winning. So instead of chasing a battle I had no control over, I focused on becoming the man my daughter would one day want to know. I went to therapy, worked on my mental health, and started rebuilding my career. I refused to let my ex-wife's lies define me. I wanted to be in a position where, when my daughter was old enough to see the truth for herself, I would be strong enough to welcome her back without bitterness. Only love. Despite everything, small victories began to appear. I found a new job that gave me stability, something my ex-wife had stolen from me. I built a support system of people who knew the truth, friends and family who stood by me. Slowly but surely I found my way back to me. And then something I never expected happened. One day I received a message from an unknown number. It was from someone close to my daughter, someone who had seen what was happening in her life and wanted me to know. She was starting to ask questions. After years of being fed lies, my daughter was growing up. She was starting to wonder if everything she had been told about me was true. She hadn't reached out yet, but the fact that she was even questioning things was enough to reignite the hope inside me. I knew I couldn't rush this. If I forced my way in, she might reject me all over again. So I waited. I continued living my life knowing that one day she might come looking for answers. And when she did, I would be ready to tell her the truth. Not in anger, not in bitterness, but with love. This journey has taught me that sometimes the best thing you can do is step back and trust time to reveal the truth. I don't know when I'll see my daughter again. It could be years, it could be tomorrow. But I know one thing for certain: I will always be here for her. No matter what lies her mother told, no matter how much distance time has put between us,